Hey, what's going on, everybody? Chris Meaney here of FTN. Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals happening Monday evening in Edmonton. I got a couple props here for you guys. The Oilers have really controlled the pace of play at 5-5. The Dallas Stars don't take a lot of penalties, among the fewest penalty minutes over the last couple of years in the NHL, and that's carried over here in the playoffs. The Oilers just have about 4 minutes of power play time, but the 5-5 play has been controlled by Edmonton for the most part, which has been really impressive and surprising to an extent for myself anyways. We'll see if Rupe Hintz can get back into the lineup. I know he's close to playing game two. He did skate, but he wasn't out there during pregame warmups. He was unable to play. I know he hasn't been fantastic this year in the playoffs like he was last year, but his defensive game is very strong. And once he comes back, if he does indeed come back, the Dallas Stars will be a better 5-5 team because of it, but they are going to continue to have to play discipline because we all know the Oilers power play is lethal. So these picks, no matter what, if Rupe Hintz does return or not, I'm actually recording late on a Sunday. I wanted to get some of these picks out and props out early because I think we're going to see some line movement. And it's come of some of the same familiar faces that we've been targeting, but not so much Wyatt Johnston. So we're going to lead here with Tyler Seguin of the Dallas Stars for 3 shots. This is the first time we've seen him in this series not be plus money. This is somebody we've been riding over the past couple of games, having a fantastic playoff. This is part of why I like Dallas, is how deep they are, right? And the youngsters in Wyatt Johnston and Stan Coven have rejuvenated guys like Tyler Seguin and guys like Jamie Benn, and we'll get to him in a moment. But Tyler Seguin has been, he's been moving all around the lineup without Hintz. Like if Hintz plays, I'd say he goes back to probably playing with Matt Duchene and Mason Marchment, but Pete DeBoer put Marchment on the 4th line. He tinkered with some lines, and he had Seguin playing with Jason Robertson, and it looked really good. But Seguin has been playing good no matter who his line mates have been. He's getting a lot of ice time, and he's getting leaned on. So 12 attempts, 10 scoring chances, 4 high danger chances, 8 shots and 2 goals at 5-5. Leads everybody for Dallas. And at all strengths, he leads the Stars as well with 14 attempts, 10 shots at all strengths. And the 14 attempts, all 14 of them scoring chances, pretty much right in the middle of the slot. He's got the 5 high danger chances as well. So he leads the Stars in basically everything: the attempts, the shots, the scoring chances, the goals, 5-5, and at all strengths. And he's not even on that first power play. So a majority of his work has come at 5-5, which is something that we really like to see because, the refs are not. I've liked the way that they've called this series. Keep the whistles in the pockets, let them play, and I dig that, especially somebody who has money on the Stars, because the Oilers get power plays and they score all the time, it seems. The other guy that's been really noticeable to me is Jamie Benn. So Jamie Benn for a point at -105 had the 3 shots the other night at +150. I still think it's a pretty good price at +130 for him to have 3 shots. It's a lot to ask for. Maybe you can tease him down to 2 if you didn't even feel comfortable with the Sagan. I feel comfortable with Sagan at 3, but you could do something like Benn and Sagan at 2 each at plus money. But I'm just going to take him for a point here. He's got the goal. He's got the 3 points in 3 games. He's playing with Wyatt Johnston, and they look great together. Wyatt Johnston picked up 2 points in game 2, -120. The shots haven't been there for him, but the attempts have. He has 12 attempts at 5-5 and 3 shots. Majority of his attempts have come at 5-5. In fact, all of his shots have. I think he's got 1 attempt on the power play, and he is playing that first unit. If Hintz comes back, most likely we'll see Wyatt Johnston bump back down to the second unit. It's possible maybe they put Pavelski on that second unit, see what Pete DeBoer does. But nonetheless, this has been a really good line at 5-5. Wyatt Johnston, Stan Coven, and Jamie Benn. There's no real reason to split these guys up at 5-5. So Wyatt Johnston to fall into a point. His shot prop is down now at -135 at DraftKings because he hasn't hit at the crazy juice. So maybe some people are taking some unders on him. I'd still lean to over 2.5. I mean, again, the eye test, the attempts, it's all there. He had a couple posts. He's missing highs, getting a lot of shots blocked. I feel like we got robbed in game 2. I counted 4 shots. I don't know. I thought he had a shot in the opening minute or 2 of the game, and they didn't give him a shot. So it is what it is. We're just going to go with some points here. Wyatt Johnston for a point, -120 DraftKings. Jamie Benn point, -105 DraftKings. Tyler Seguin over 2.5 shots. My favorite play of the day. -114 Bet Rivers. My second favorite play of the day. And by the way, Tyler Seguin is +110 for a point at DraftKings. This is really good for a guy that I just told you checking all the boxes, leading the Stars in all of those categories, the attempts and the scoring chances there. But my second favorite prop would be Evander Kane over 2.5 shots. Again, plus money. Bet Rivers is the only book I'm seeing plus money. Use FTN Fantasy's prop shop to get the best possible number. A link inside the description of this video taking you there. If you're listening on iTunes and Spotify, pop on over ftnfantasy.com. Free tool up at the top. You'll see prop shop parlay calculator. Get the best number. You guys are well aware. You hear me talk about these props now for quite some time. So I'm seeing Evander Kane over 2.5 shots at plus 100 at Bet Rivers. He has 17 attempts at 5-5, nothing on the power play again, which is, you'd like to see a guy get some opportunities on the power play, but Edmonton is just going to roll out their top unit. And again, Dallas doesn't take a lot of penalties, but it's nice to see the attempts are there at 5-5. He's got a team high 9 shots at 5-5 through 2 games. He's got at least 3 shots in 4 straight games. He had 5 shots in the last game, 4 shots in game 2. 17:55 is what he played in game 2. It's the second most he's had in a game in these playoffs. The most was in game 1, 22 minutes. Of course, that game went to double overtime. He's been playing on the second line with Draisaitl and Holloway looks pretty good. Holloway looks pretty good, rather. Kane, there was a moment in the game where they took Draisaitl away from Kane and they were down a goal, so they put McDavid, and that's going to happen. Knoblauch's going to do stuff like that, but Ryan Nugent-Hopkins drops down and he's the pass first guy. Nonetheless, Kane is getting ice time. He's getting opportunities. So over 2.5 shots at plus 100. The guy that leads the Oilers in shot attempts in these playoffs, and I don't think you'd be surprised if you watch, it feels like he has 6 or 7 a period, is Evan Bouchard. He's got 18 attempts at 5-5, 22 overall, 7 shots at all strengths. So not a lot of those shots are getting through. Some of them are off the backboards for a pass, a deflection, right? We saw it in game 1, the winner. It was like a hard shot pass over to McDavid. He does a lot of that. He's really good at it. He's got the toe drag. He's got all the hockey sense from an offensive standpoint. It's just really tough to get involved now. Game 2 was minus 150. Now I'm seeing the best number is minus 166 for Evan Bouchard. The 18 attempts, though, again, you take away overtime, he's still averaging like 7, just under 8 attempts per game at 5-5 through the first 2 games. Most of his attempts he's got the 5 attempts on the guys that have the attempts in the power play. He's got 4 attempts in the power play. I have it right in front of me. 4 minutes of 5-4 time on the power play for the Oilers. It's Bouchard 2 shots and 4 attempts. McDavid and Draisaitl each have an attempt and a shot. Hyman nothing. So you could do this. I've been doing this throughout the playoffs with the Florida guys. I usually do Verhaeghe and Kachuk. Sometimes I get greedy I go Verhaeghe and Reinhart. Verhaeghe, Reinhart, 3 shots all the time. I think I've done it every game. And then sometimes I put Kachuk in there, get a little greedy. Here you could go Hyman, Bouchard, Draisaitl, 3 shots on goal each at plus 225. You can just take 2 of the 3. If it was just 2 of the 3, I would go Hyman and Bouchard. But Draisaitl is right there as well. I feel like Draisaitl, for the most part, like he is the shooter on the power play, him and Bouchard. But Draisaitl's on that, near the goal line, and a lot of his attempts do come on a lot of his shots, at least I found in these playoffs, have come on the power play. 2 or 3, boom. And that can happen, 1 or 2 power plays, you get 2 or 3. But again, the Stars are pretty disciplined there. So I put all 3 of these guys in at plus 225. If you want to take the juice on Evan Bouchard at minus 166, it's going to get juicier, closer to puck drop. I'm kind of okay with it. Then you could do Hyman and Draisaitl for 3 each, and that'll probably be around plus 105, plus 110. But I'm putting all 3 of these guys into one. Bouchard, Hyman, and Draisaitl is how I'd rank them. So we got Kane here for 3 shots. We got Sagan for 3 shots. We got a point each for Jamie Benn and Wyatt Johnson. I like the value on Tyler Sagan for a point at plus 110, and that'll do it. That's it. I think the Stars go into Edmonton and win. They've been fantastic on the road. They were down 0-2 against Vegas. They went and got themselves back into the series in game 3 and game 4. Did they win another one in Vegas? I think they lost game 6 in Vegas. They went back and won game 7. But same in Colorado. They won all 3 games on the road. Colorado was one of the best, if not the best home team in the NHL, I think. So a really good road team, and they could get Roope Hintz back, which is a positive. And I'm still just not sold on Stuart Skinner. He's looked good. He's made some really nice saves. But I think at the end of the day, he's going to be the reason that the Stars find a way to get by Edmonton. We're out of here. If you're looking for more picks, more props, check out ftnfantasy.com. Good luck on the ice. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.